Hi, my name is YuzuPyon and I made this Hatsune Miku LED headset that lights up. And in this video, I'm going to show you the step-by-step, very detailed process on how I made this from start to finish. So if you're interested to make this yourself, or if you're just curious to see what's the process of making cosplay props, this video is for you. Also, I made this project only using very simple tools. I'm not using Dremel or even a 3D printer. Only simple tools that you can get at home, like knives, foam, glue. Don't worry if you never worked with LED before and you don't know how to solder. I'm gonna give you alternatives, but also teach you the very basic step-by-step. So don't be scared, I got you. This is gonna be really fun. I think this project is really beginner friendly and it's a great way to dip your toes in electronics and LEDs, but you can also skip that and only make the headset itself. Hopefully you have fun making this yourself or just seeing the process. If you have any question, please let me know in the comment and I'll try my best to answer them. Okay, so the first thing to do is to actually create a mockup. Creating a mockup is going to allow us to make a pattern that we can then transfer to foam and create the headset, but it also allows us to test the proportion and make sure that the prop isn't too big or too small on our head or on the wig. To create a pattern, here's a trick I learned in architecture school. All you really need is cardboard, pen tape, and a pair of scissors, and you can just eyeball shapes and quickly assemble them with paint tape. And you'll see that it's not as difficult as it looks like. If you don't feel like figuring out the pattern yourself, the pattern that I'm gonna make is going to be available on my website, which you can find in the description of this video. All the tools and material that I'm going to use in the video are going to be listed down there as well.
The first step is to create a pattern for our Miku headset project. Here I am using reference pictures of Miku's headset to freehand draw a shape that roughly looks similar on a cardboard piece to create a mock-up. From time to time, I check the proportion of the pieces relatively to my face to make sure the proportion stays correct. This allows me to adjust the shape and size of the mockup along the way. Using paint tape, I am quickly assembling the cardboard pieces. I created two little boxes with a round side for the parts of the headset that goes over my ears. I am cutting a long rectangular cardboard piece to cover a regular headband that I'm using as a base. Here I am attaching the ear part on the headband base part, and the mockup is pretty much done. Trying it on my head to make sure that it isn't too big or too small, and after a few times cutting and adjusting, I think I have the right shape. I also try the mockup on while wearing the wig, as the wig is pretty bulky and gives me a bigger head size than when not wearing it. Make sure you always try on your mockup pieces in conditions that are the closest as possible to the final costume, with all parts worn together. Once I'm happy with the result, I am transferring the shapes to paper to create patterns that I can then transfer to EVA foam. If you're in a rush, you can skip the transfer to paper step and transfer the cardboard shapes directly to your EVA foam, but it might be a little rough. Transferring to paper allows you to clean up your pattern. After tracing over the paper pattern shapes on my EVA foam, it's time to cut the pieces. Make sure you are using a very sharp cutting knife. The cleaner you cut, the less you need to sand later. Also, if you are cutting long straight lines, you might want to use a metal cutting ruler to assist you. Years of architecture school taught me how to cut straight lines freehand, so I usually don't need one. Let's assemble the ear covering parts first. I am using a heat gun to seal the EVA foam surface, making it smoother and flatter. I am placing them under my cutting mat to let them cool down flat. However, this step is optional, so you can skip it if you do not have a heat gun. I am cutting the details using white EVA foam. Using white foam will save me time when adding color to them. If you want to paint black EVA foam in bright colors, you need to prime them with white or gray primer first, and I want to skip having to do that. It is also a lot faster to use paint markers to add color on small details like these, instead of using spray paint or airbrush paint. After placing the details where I want them to be, I am gluing them on using super glue, as it dries fast and its application is precise. I'm assembling the big pieces together using barge contact glue. I like to apply this glue using silicone brushes, adding a very thin layer on each side that I want to glue together, waiting for the glue to become tacky, almost dry to the touch, before sticking them together. If you follow these steps, the process will be smooth and the two pieces will be almost instantly glued in place. If you are worried about having to find all the materials for this project, I will link all the tools that I am using in my video in the description box below, so you can easily get the exact same products as I am using. Since I want to add LEDs to this headset, I want to be able to access the circuit inside for maintenance, like replacing the batteries. So I added magnets to open and close the earpiece. If you do not wish to add LEDs to this project, you can simply glue this part shut. To make sure the earpiece closes seamlessly with magnets, I am adding an inner wall layer inside. This inner layer is shorter than the external walls of the earpiece, just enough to have two magnets aligned with the edge of the external wall when closed. This way, there is no gap when the magnets touch each other when closing the pieces. Using super glue, I am gluing a bunch of small magnets on top of that inner layer. And that's how it should be looking like so far. In order to have the two pieces close seamlessly, you need the magnets to align perfectly on each side. To align them easily, instead of gluing the opposite side magnets on the opposite piece, I am adding the opposite side magnets on the one that are already glued on. On top of the second magnets, I am adding super glue. Then I will be pressing the closing piece on top of those magnets. This ensures that the opposite side magnets are perfectly aligned on both pieces. And it's done! I repeated the same process a second time on the other earpiece. Now I'm going to make the headband to connect the earpiece together as well as the twin tail squares. I get a rectangular piece of foam that I glued on the top part of a base headband. I then cut two thinner strips of foam that I glued underneath to create a gap for the cables of the circuits to be tucked away. And then I added a third layer of foam with Velcro as well to cover the cables. Let me show you on the final product what this gap looks like and why it's needed. It's probably going to be easier to understand. I needed the cables to be able to come from one side where there is the battery all the way to the other side and connect each part. To do so, I created here inside the headband a gap in which the cables can travel from one side of the headset to the other. So simply I put two strips of foam on each side with Velcro on here, and there is Velcro on the other side, and you can just close it, and then this way the cables can travel from here to here to here and to here. I'm now cutting and assembling the twin tails rectangles, the part that goes around Miku twin tails essentially. And those are done. I am now creating a little pocket to tuck the battery inside the earpiece properly. I don't want it to move around and disconnect, so keeping it well organized will avoid issues when wearing the headset in real life. I am using 5mm EVA foam in white color this time. LED light will reflect better on a white surface, so I will add as much white foam inside the earpiece as I can and have the patience for. And here what it looks like inside. It's well tucked away, and even if I move around, the battery is not going anywhere. I am now adding the LED on the twin tail parts. The type of LED that I'm using for this project looks orange when it's turned off, so I decided to add a little bit of pink color with simply just using a Sharpie, so even when it's turned off, it still looks pink from afar. I am now gluing and adding all the pieces on the headband, the ear pieces as well as the twin tail pieces. I totally forgot to record it, but I also added the microphone inside one of the earpieces. And if you do not wish to add LED to this project, the project is pretty much done at this point. But if you want your headset to light up like this, I will now explain to you all the basics in the next part of the video. For this circuit, you will need pink LEDs, a 9-volt battery, extra cables, and a button to turn the circuit on and off. You will also need a soldering iron, but if you do not wish to solder anything, you can actually use these clips that connect cables without needing to solder anything. You can actually see me use one of these connector clips in this video. So you simply expose cables by removing some of the rubber part of it, then press the LED strap on the connecting pins, aligning positive and negative, and close the clip. The type of LED that I use for this project is this one. It looks orange when it's off, but it turns out to be pink when it lights up. I chose this type because it's flexible, and then you can also cut shorter strips like this. So when cutting LED strips like this, you want to cut on this part here where there is a line. You can see the line here. This piece you can solder to the rest using the little copper looking connections. So we're going to connect LED strips together using those little copper, and this is where you want to solder the cables. If you have never soldered anything in your life before, there's an amazing tutorial made by another creator on YouTube that I will link in the description of this video. It really teaches you everything from zero. But here's the basics. You want to start by first removing the rubber on the end of your cables. Twist the metal part so there are no loose threads. Then melt a little bit of solder on the tip of your iron and apply this melted solder to the exposed wires to kind of coat them with the solder. This process is called tinning. Next, you will do the same thing and add a little bit of solder on the copper parts of your LED strips to create a little solder base for the wires to adhere on later. And this is how it should be looking like when you're done. Now, you will press the tin cables onto the solder base of your LED strips and press your soldering iron on it to melt both parts together. Now, you might be thinking, how do I connect all these pieces together? And how do I tuck all these cables in the headset?
Let me show you in depth how the circuit looks like inside the headset. So the circuit starts here with the battery, the button connected to these small LED strips, and then the cables come out here. There's a little hole here covered with electrical tape. The cables come inside the headband on the gap that I showed you earlier. They are tucked inside the little gap here. And then the cables come out in the back. The cables go all the way here. And this is the point where everything is connected. So I connected the front part of the LED, and then the LED strips comes all the way here. And then I connected the rest, and the cables go back inside. Then the cables travel to the other side. They come out here. Same thing, they go in the back. I connect the front of the LED strip. Goes all the way to the other side. I connect this side, and then it goes here back in the headband. Oh my god. sorry if that's a little confusing, but they go back inside the headband, and then they finally go to the other side. And then inside here there's no need for a battery or anything, obviously, so the cable come back inside this hole, connect the three last piece of LED, and that's how it looks like.
I'm going to draw the schematics, including the circuit, in a way that's really beginner friendly and you can understand. And to illustrate the schematics, I'm going to use one piece of LED that's exactly the same size as what's inside my headset. Oops. So this represents the headset. This is the first module, which is earpiece here. So I'll draw the battery, the button that's here, and the LED circuit. And then this first square here is this first square here. The second square here is the second square here. And then this is the headband that goes here. And this is the second here, the second earpiece. So these are the exact same part that I'm using inside the headset here. You can see the battery is actually exactly the same. And it's also exactly the same button that I'm using on the headset. So if you've never used electronics before, you have to understand that there's always like a minus and a plus side of any circuit. So you just want to make sure you always connect plus to plus and minus to minus. To connect the battery to the rest of circuit, you can use like this type of connector that you can just like connect your battery on, and this is what you're gonna solder to the rest of the circuit. And generally speaking, on schematics, plus is always the red one and black is always the minus side. And you can connect everything using extra cables like this, always using the red one for plus and the black one for minus. If you connect a plus side to a minus side, it's not gonna like explode, don't worry. It's just not gonna turn on. Nothing bad can happen, it's just not gonna turn on, don't worry. Let's say this is your battery, okay? We're gonna draw where the battery goes. Oops, there. And we also got like the button. So this is the button. The button has these two pins that you can connect. Connect everything with the button closed off, okay? So in this position. The LED strips also have a plus and a minus side. Make sure you are careful about this. See, 5 volts plus and this side is minus. Let me draw the rest of the LED strips. So that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. The battery has a minus side and a plus side, just like that. We also have LEDs on the square thingies here. So let me draw this. The LEDs on here, and we got the LEDs on here. So here they are. Plus we have the other side here, 3 more strips of LED. So 1, 2, and 3. So as you can see on this LED strip here, there's a little minus here and there's a little plus here. So the minus side is here and this is the plus side. For this one, this will be the plus side and this will be the minus side. And for the third one, this will be the minus and this will be the plus. Okay, so let's say you have a second one like this. You're just gonna like put it on the other side with the plus being on the same side as here. And here's how you're going to connect everything. So you start from the plus here and you connect the red cable to one side of the button. And the other side of the button you connect to the plus here on the LED. And then the plus you connect to the plus side here, and the plus here you connect to the plus side here. And then for the minus, you connect the minus to the minus, minus to the minus, minus to the minus. Okay, so now you're going to connect the plus here, connects all the way to this one. And the minus side connects all the way, you go into the headband, connect to this one. Then you connect the plus here to the other one. Going through the headband, you connect the minus to the minus. And then going through the headband, you connect the plus. Going into the second earpiece, you connect it to the first LED strip. Do the same for the minus side. Minus to minus, minus to minus, plus to plus, and plus to plus. And actually, once you arrive here, the circuit is closed within the LED, so you don't need to connect the plus to the minus side. This is it. This is the end. So this is the beginning of the circuit. This is the end. Does that make sense? I hope that helped.
Here's the final result. I'm super happy with the result. Using EVA foam made the headset very lightweight and the LED turned out super bright. On the next video, I'd like to show you how I made the wig, makeup, and how I customized the costume. Leave me a suggestion of what you would like to see in the future and any question in the comments section, please. Bye!